Hello and welcome, world. This is Ryan, aka Crowdson's Corner of the Healing Chef. This is the Healing Chef's podcast, and this is a Halloween edition of the Healing Chef's podcast. And today's guest is Josh Mac.
You said it right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. We all like smoke weed and stuff, so bear with us. Josh Mack of the MVGA podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and jump into the first segment. He's going to go ahead and play this little 10-second video, and then we'll go ahead and start speaking again.
All right.
Yeah. Don't worry, you didn't have to wear a mask. This is like all last minute, and like I said earlier, like I had a panic. Ryan talking take two. I had a panic attack on the way here because I don't know, life and the highway and people driving.
The snowbirds are back, so it's just over congested.
It just makes me nervous, like driving. Yeah, and Anyway,
drive responsibly. Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, I drive offensive and defensively.
Perfect.
All right. So, Cannabis Journey is our first segment, and Cannabis Journey is all about like how you found cannabis yourself, and then like how you've grown with it, where you're at now. Like, did you start smoking like flower, like when and how? Yeah.
Oh well, the first time I ever smoked was in high school, and it was only like 2 or 3 times. I wasn't a fan of it. My my dad's at the time was a sheriff. He's now retired, but like I was the youngest, so I was the good kid.
Hold on.
I'll say I was the good kid. My brother was the one that experimented a little bit more. Yeah. So I just fell into the peer pressure a couple times. You know, I got really good at rolling a pen up in tinfoil and making a little tinfoil bowl.
Hey,
the healthy version.
That's
right?
That's a throwback to like when I first started. So that's a story that I told.
That was an achievement unlocked. Like I had to experience that, right?
Right. Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of smoking, to be honest with you, and I didn't start smoking until after the Marine Corps in 2017.
Okay. Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for yours.
Yeah. From one brother to another. And then, but like, what? Real quick, how long was your service?
I did 4 years.
4 years, yeah. And what was your MOS? 4 years is a long time.
Combat engineer.
Nice.
Didn't see any combat though. I'll throw that out there.
You're good. It doesn't matter. That's hilarious because I was artillery.
Okay.
And you're an engineer, and then like
I was gonna say party with Artie earlier. I just didn't know if you'd get it.
Yeah. And I'm artillery, king of the battle. But like it was funny in our stuff in the Army, just a offshoot, real tangent, of course, weed. We were right next to engineers, and it was always like a, you know, if there wasn't like someone to like fight, we were like, well, you guys.
It was camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
You're building teamwork,
pushing each other and whatnot,
cohesion and shit. We'd fuck you up every time, but no big deal.
Yeah, I'll leave it. I'll let you have a win. But just kidding. But no, I loved the little like pushing like forward and like the shit talking and stuff in the Army, because it iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and it actually brings us together, right? Because
it kind of breaks down that wall.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like being a bully. It's okay. I could pick on you because you're my younger brother, older brother, however you want to look at it, right?
Right.
But as soon as another outsider tries to step in, we're a team, and we're gonna fuck them up together.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what it's all about. Like brothers and sisters don't always love each other, but the deep love that they have is from all the fights that they had and were able to get over and to get along with each other.
Absolutely, I love it. All you veterans, I love you all. Fucking, yeah. Don't talk. Like we'll be like talking shit to each other, and if someone says something, be like, and then we both like pivot.
Right?
Like, yeah, don't
it's
do
like,
it.
Dude, I thought I was on your side.
No. You don't have a side.
Yeah,
that's your side over there. Just do
it.
Love it. But anyway, so you served and whatnot and got out, and then you started smoking. So in 2017.
I honestly didn't even have
okay
plans of smoking or getting into the cannabis world at all. I actually wanted to be a cop. My brother convinced me to buy a dirt bike, separated my shoulder on the first time, and I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Went through a heartbreak, and somebody's like, dude, just fucking have some edibles, smoke some weed. At first, I'm not even going to lie, I hated smoking weed, bro, but it's because I was trying to suck a golf ball through a garden hose, and I didn't know how to smoke properly, right?
You're
I
getting
was definitely,
romantical with it.
yeah, but it was burning. It was fucking terrible, right? My throat was burning all the time.
A little bit. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, believe me, that's like I've been there and done that stuff too. You're like, this is how we do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
And then I remember I was driving back from California and I got 1,000 milligram cookie, and I took a bite when I got home. I went to bed. Perfect. Felt great. Next day, took a bite the same size. Met my brother at a bar. I couldn't figure out how to get off the bar stool. I was too high, literally
Oh my
off
goodness.
the ground, and figurative, well, that word. Couldn't figure it out, man.
Yeah, that's
And so I learned my lesson on edibles to be careful, especially back then when they weren't properly dosed.
Yeah,
you didn't know which bite was going to get it.
You got to be careful with that. And also, here's a little warning to everybody: if you're around people that like, or you have roommates and stuff like that, don't just eat things that are lying around. Because here's a real quick story. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I gave somebody some edibles or something to try out, and they got a message while they were at work, like, "Hey, where'd you get those cookies?" And then they told them where they got the cookies from me, and they said, "Oh shit, I just ate those." Like, "Oh shit, no," they didn't smoke or nothing or anything like that. So they had eaten about not 1,000, but like it was probably close to about 100 something milligrams per cookie.
Damn.
So, and someone who doesn't smoke at all and everything, they like it was a friend's brother, roommate or whatever, and he ate them. And
So did you get them hooked or did you deter them?
I think they ended up. Well, allegedly they got more.
Okay, makes sense. All right.
Allegedly. So anyway, you had your 1,000. I'm sorry.
Okay, I only took a bite of it, right? Like I wasn't trying to go crazy, but I thought I took a smaller bite than I did the night before. Didn't matter, whatever. It hit me full blast. But what I liked about them is that I was able to, like I said, I was going through a breakup like a little baby, and it hurt me. Open to say.
You look. I want to stop that real quick. You don't have to shame yourself by calling you're being a baby or whatever. Like when we hurt, it's okay to hurt. It's like it's okay to be vulnerable and stuff, and like that's part of the veteran thing that we kind of need to like move away from, like we like shaming and being like you know, like when you had to go to like a sick call or something like that, and you didn't really want to because you're just going to hear about it. Like, we need to be able to take care of ourselves. But so, I appreciate what you're saying. But
I appreciate what you just said, honestly.
Yeah, you're
we
good.
We need to take care of ourselves without throwing in the self-shame.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Yeah, you were hurt, and it's okay to hurt. But go ahead.
All right. Well, I was hurting, but I was able to think about what was hurting me or the whys or whatever scenario I let my mind play.
Right.
Without the pain.
Nice.
And, sometimes I could laugh about it, right? Because the medicine was being medicinal.
You're like, son of a bitch.
Right?
So it
really worked. And then I kind of like wasn't in the cannabis game or world whatsoever for a long time. Like I was just trying here and there.
What does that mean anymore anyway?
It means I wasn't consistent, like daily, weekly, monthly. It was like sporadic. Maybe I'd get something once a month or something at most.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't consistent.
Okay. You're talking about in consumption and being
yeah.
Okay.
And then it honestly just took me learning how the proper smoking technique. And I love flower over anything else. I think that's like, for me personally, that's the high I enjoy.
I've been on that trip a lot lately. Yeah.
Yeah. And that or edibles, right? But yeah, I lost my train of thought. So.
You're good. So like you were kind of going sporadically, and then like did it become more of like once you started noticing that it's actually helping you, and you can kind of laugh at the situations instead of like having to deal like because it was actually getting rid of the pain. Did you start moving towards towards a more regimented like treating yourself, or did you become like, I'm gonna be real with everybody, like we all like are treating something even if it's a bad mood. So like sometimes we're just like smoking and doing or eating stuff just to have a good time, or like just kind of clear shit out. But like I'm talking about, did you like start to use it more medicinal after that, or did you just kind of like relax and like make it more of like a whole like lifestyle kind of a
So I
change?
straight up, I straight up just kept it like recreational. I did get my med
Nice.
card eventually, right? But I did not use it as a regiment or anything like that. I was still really fighting the stigma in my mind,
Okay.
the perception of how my parents were going to view me, XYZ, my friends' family, right? Because the friends that I grew up with, they weren't about cannabis. And then the Marine Corps, obviously, it's not like everyone's going to talk about it or even pretend to be supportive of it,
Yeah.
or at least at our time.
It's gonna be
And
it's gonna be crazy when it's on at like when we're at Thanksgiving one year and it's on commercials and stuff, and I'll be like,
hey, it's coming soon.
I know, I'm
It's
saying,
coming
I'll just
sooner
be
than we
like,
think.
will you, like, I see this shit at the gas station. We all should, like,
Yeah.
y'all used to look down at me, but go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So it took me a long time to break out of that stigma. And honestly, I'd say
Yeah,
it just happened within this past 6 months to a year
there you go.
when I actually got more involved into the cannabis world.
Way to go, you.
Thank you, thank you.
Knocking down them walls. Yeah,
Patting on
man.
my back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
you can congratulate yourself.
it's
Be
still
proud of
hard.
yourself.
As much as I say I don't care, I do fucking care,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like,
care.
because I don't want to let down my parents. I don't want to be a disappointment in their eyes, right? But they, in my eyes, you're
That's why you're saying.
judging.
That's why you say you don't care, because you're already like dissociating from it. And so if you do fail or something like that, that you're not really letting yourself down. But it's okay. Like you can say things, bro. It's cool.
So you're saying I should
Just go for it,
recognize that I
dog.
care, but still do it
Just go
anyways?
for it. And you're gonna. And here's the thing. Um, know that you care and go for it, and know that you're going to fail, and that's all part of it, bro. L's, people like holding up L's. L's are lessons,
Yeah.
lessons and blessings, dog. Just like fuck it, like
Well,
just embrace the fire, dog.
I
Like
have embraced it.
be able to sit there and drink your coffee while the fire's burning.
Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
But I
But
mean, save yourself.
well, here's the deal: I did embrace it, and I
So
am
yeah,
saving myself at the
there you
same
go.
time. So I have officially been. I talked to my VA psychiatrist before I did this. Uh, I mentioned to him like, "Hey, I feel like my medication has me stuck, right? Like there's a box and I'm able to go so far, but I get held back in this box and I'm not fully growing anymore. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
I reached the limit of what the medication did for me or could do for me, and now it's more of a hindrance." My personal opinion. This is my story, not yours. So do what you need to do, not what I'm doing.
that's why we have all these different guests. So I'm hoping that eventually at least one episode resonates with somebody.
Yeah, I
So
love that.
yeah, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking dope.
So I'm officially fully weaned off of my medication. It's been a week now,
That's what's
and
up.
I've been fully taking cannabis medicinally, taking like
There you
10
go.
milligrams every 4 hours, and just
Oh, now we're in the regiment part. Nice.
regiment. Yep. And then I fucking hate the vape pens, but they're so convenient.
And
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 so
and this and to be honest, I was just talking to a bunch of people in the industry, whether it was consumers or like people that are actually creating products and whatnot. But like the number one, or bud tenders and stuff, the number one thing selling really is vapes. So
it's just so convenient
yeah,
and it
and
discreet.
yeah, and then because we're still trying, like you were still fighting through that fear mongering of this is whatever, some sort of crazy drug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
ridiculous.
actually, I got sponsored by Bake Bros through all of this. I
Hey, shout out.
informed them what I was doing and what I wanted to do about getting off my medicine
Big
and
bros, hit
taking
the
cannabis.
DMs.
Absolutely. Right. So they chose to sponsor me and the podcast through that. So
Hell yeah, dude. I'm
I'm
not looking for a
journaling.
sponsorship. I just want to get on here and tell your story and whatnot. What is going? Oh, there's a vape or something hit.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
like,
I
what's on?
see it.
I
No,
was
I
like,
see
what's on fire?
it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So I've been like writing down notes about what's been happening. Like I said, it's only been a week since I've been fully weaned off, so I know the medicine's still inside my body. It's just dwindling down.
Yeah.
I do feel some days I feel like I'm like extra like not energized, but like anxious and like revved up.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, what can I do? And I recognize it, try to find what's causing it or what could be the cause of it. Did I take my regimen yet? Have I taken my 10 milligrams yet? Do I need to take a little puff or whatever it takes right now to get me through to bring me down? Because there's no difference in taking cannabis as medicine versus taking psychedelic or psychiatric medicines that the VA prescribes you, right? It's
Yeah.
just what the government that most people fucking hate right now anyways told us what's right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
So you hate this government that you have, but then you're like, "Oh, we can't smoke weed because that government said so." You're a hypocrite just like they are. So choose. Are
No.
you going to do it or are you going to follow them?
Yeah. Well, let's not follow them. Because they should be following us.
Right.
That's the whole point of that
That got lost a long time
relationship.
ago.
But yeah. So now you're doing regiment and whatnot. Now, do you do anything else like to get yourself like? Do you have any like coping mechanisms that maybe someone could use?
Real simple. When
Yeah.
I
Go
need
ahead.
to be grounded or I'm feeling anxious,
Okay.
I just count my fingers.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3, 4. Quietly, and I just do it.
Bro, like, see, I don't know, like, I don't do that exactly, but that's one of the one things. Even when I was in the army, when I couldn't control stuff, I would just start counting,
Okay.
or like, because I can control numbers
Well, I wonder,
in my mind. I can control numbers.
right. But also to help my opposite end of the spectrum, I help my daughter fall asleep at night. She's 3 years old, and we'll start counting. And her mind will stop thinking about everything else that's keeping her up and racing and focus on the counting. And then it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like she's starting to get tired. So I'm assuming that's what's happening. Not that we're getting tired, right? But we're able to stop our mind from focusing on this to only focusing on the numbers.
Because that makes sense. Yeah,
Right.
and bro, ladies and gentlemen, breakthrough on the damn show. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's dope. Now, like for myself, I don't know like what they taught in the Marines on shooting, and I'm not joking or anything right now. But like for the Army, we have or had I don't know what they do now. SABT for your shooting. It's like steady, like your position, or yeah, steady your position, or steady would be your position, and then aim, get your sight picture right, and then your breathing,
Yeah.
and then your trigger squeeze. So I use that in my day to day. If I start getting stressed out, I'm like, okay, what are we doing right now? Like, what is the end goal here? Okay, what is my position? Okay, and then I go into the aim. Like, okay, now what do my here's my position. What do I need to do to get this first task done? And then I go into breathing, and I go control that, get my heart to calm down, and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, okay, now that we're not all manic and worried and anxious and stuff, trigger squeeze. Now do it. And then I would go, and that's how I do things.
It's all about the preparation, right? Like as you were
Yeah.
telling me that, and I remember doing all that,
Hmm.
I realized that for a long time, I used to be reactive instead of proactive, right? So being proactive is being on a regiment. Being proactive is catching myself
And your
when somebody else
cycles.
triggers me. Say you trigger me, that's not your responsibility. That's all mine. Just because you triggered me doesn't give me the permission to lash out on you, right? And it's hard, right? Because you're triggered and you just lose it.
Yeah.
But we also there's like a trigger spidey sense, I feel, and I have to personally stop ignoring mine because when I feel it coming on, I need to start taking the proactive measures. Maybe, and it doesn't have to do anything with cannabis, right? I can go
Mm.
outside, breathe fresh air. I could start counting. I could take myself out of the situation. I need to be more aware of myself and more present within my body and here to know and to prevent my reaction.
Nice. Yeah, and I use myself and we'll like jump into it, and we can kind of like, even though like we'll be in this segment or whatever, we can still talk about the cannabis and
Yeah.
moving on, but I just want to jump into our next segment, which is trip tales. I'll talk about like how psychedelics have helped me kind of like rework like neural pathways and whatnot.
All right. So I don't have
If you don't feel it, like Trip Tales is all about like psychedelic experiences and like trying to help people out. Try to like learn a little bit more about them that may be like thinking about things and whatnot. Just trying to make it a little bit not as scary to people,
Right.
like and just like the other like our the next segment, which will be after the break, of mental health and stuff.
Okay.
Um, just we're trying to take away all those stigmas that
Yeah,
ever
absolutely. We got to merge them all together just to conquer them all.
like it's you can still be like protect your people and stuff like and be tough, but and still be vulnerable and shit like that too. So
Yeah.
with psychedelics, do you have any like experience
I
or
have very minor
okay?
experiences, but this is something I really need to start. I want to and will begin to research more because the more I hear about it, the more that I have researched, it's showing me nothing but positive signs.
What have you been looking at like that you might be interested in? Like
So I want to microdose,
okay,
but I've also lately been told by multiple people, I haven't factor checked them yet, but that a macro dose it has been proven or it can be as beneficial if not more beneficial than a micro dose at rebuilding and rewiring because it's allowing you to reach different sectors that you haven't had open, right?
yeah,
uh,
yeah, absolutely, it does. And that's what has helped me. Like sometimes, like even when I'm like really tired or something, and like because doing the podcast or whatever, it takes a lot,
yes.
and maybe my brain's just not firing off, and I'm not like being able to like figure out what I need to do. Well, I'll have whatever I have, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, all that stuff that I was stressing about and everything that was making me kind of tired and like making me not want to do anything, that shit's gone. Now let's see what. Now I'm like, okay, now I can focus on this and everything just starts coming back to me. So, it here's the biggest problem that people find that get scared about psychedelics is they're not ready to experience themselves. They're
Yeah,
afraid of themselves.
and we've only been told the horror stories, and just now, or at least in my world, I'm just now learning more about the benefits of it, opposed to if you take too much and your friend pisses you off, they're going to turn into the devil and you're going to try to kill him, right? So I've just been fed horror stories my whole life and I've never touched them.
Now, here's the thing. I've never experienced anything like that. I'm not saying that that you can't experience it or it's not a thing, but like I've never like I don't know. I've been mad on on shrooms or stuff like that, but like I've never seen anybody turn into the devil and like want to kill him or anything like that. I think that might have been already in them. Like
Maybe.
it could be. But I mean, you can also take way too much of stuff and just like lose touch with reality altogether.
Yeah, I'm all for the medicinal version of almost everything, right? As long as it's happy and healthy and good
Sometimes
for you.
macro, like the macro doses, like like hero doses, or like just the other day, I took like allegedly an eighth of shrooms. Just like I've been through so much shit lately. This I know when I take it or whatever. Like I'm shutting everything off. Like there's no talking to me on the phone. If there is, it's gonna be some silly shit, and I'm just like it's my break. So I did it the other day, and it worked out really well. And then all of a sudden, I'm like firing off. Like I went through a lot of stuff that I was stressed out about, and because it brings it to the forefront. But I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Like I'm ready for this stuff now. So, um, those of you that aren't ready, like you just like maybe try therapy first. I think maybe start dealing with some of the stuff on the inside that you're already like stressed out about, and then look to psychedelics. Maybe
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I want to do. I
I
want to.
think that's the move, really.
Right. So I've been going through therapy for years now,
Yeah.
right? But I also want to find a therapist that works with psychedelics and go through a process like that so I'm not self-guided. I have somebody guiding me
Yeah.
and somebody that help me
That's the
because
thing. I was guiding myself, which is
yeah, see,
is really scary, guys. Maybe don't do that.
right. See, I've tried it nowhere near as much as you, right? But I've taken a gram, maybe a gram and a half, maybe 2 or 3 times, and I microdosed 2 or 3 times. Uh it's great. It's crazy. It makes me sick sometimes.
Makes me
And
sick
like,
every time.
dude, the first time I did it and I got sick, I was watching it go down the toilet bowl and it turned into a Native
Rainbow.
American on a horse chasing something with this, chasing another chunk with the spear. And I was like, whoa. And I just watched it. And in my mind, I'm like, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Is your spirit animal, dog?
Right?
You were not. You know what that was? It's like you're awakening. They're trying to show you like, hey, check it out, dog. Like, this is the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't believe in coincidence at all.
Right.
At all. And like the way that I do things in life now, should just kind of like with a podcast and all this other stuff. Like I do things, but I just I'm trying to flow now, and I'm trying to let things come to me, like like a sculptor or whatever,
Yeah.
like cuts off the clay to find the shape. I'm just trying to find the shape, dog.
Right.
So like, and it's gonna take time and stuff like that. So psychedelics has really given me that perspective to be able to go where I used to be like, I got to do everything right now, and you know what I mean? Because that's what they build us for, like these shorts on YouTube,
Yeah.
the TikTok, all the short, like we're giving ourselves ADHD,
Right.
right? And then we're like yelling at each other, at our kids and stuff. Why don't you sit still? Like, how the fuck are they supposed to sit still? You giving them sugar and fucking ADHD, like, and then you give them energy drinks too to tell you like because they're fucking passing out from the
Right.
sugar. So I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah. So like psychedelics have gotten me to pull back and be able to like um those things that like you question in life. Like
Yeah.
I get to like I try to avoid them, but then I'm like, nope, we're gonna have a sit down, you and
Right.
me, bud.
So when I saw the Native American on the horse, that
Sorry, but I've
no, no
tangent.
worries.
Yeah,
It after that, it was just like the time I took edibles and I could relive the pains without feeling the pain. I could like process it, right? But I felt like we'll say my core is in an onion peel, right? I was peeling back the layers after layer after layer. I got to the core and I felt stuck because I figured it all out, but now what? That's why I feel like it would have been better with a therapist or somebody that could guide me through it to help me talk about it, because I started to feel like I was overheating. My face got hot. I had
yeah,
to
it
sit under
does.
the fan and drink water, and I got so tired of thinking my brain hurt. But then when I did the micro doses, bro, life was great. Like one time I went for a
Sun
hike,
shining.
the blue sky was blue, the greens were green. Like you were just happy living your normal life,
Yeah,
right? Like life was no longer boring. It was enjoyable. The colors were brighter and all of that.
I think it does that. It definitely like gives your vision, your hearing, and all that kind of stuff. Heightens all your like senses. Um, but I also think it makes you also like we do this kind of I don't know how to show it. Like, say this is a person, like, we do this head down shit all the time. We're not
Okay.
looking at the world around us.
Right.
When we take different things and stuff, it makes us stop in our tracks and actually, like, oh, look at where we're at.
Yeah, it takes our perception out of it and puts us into reality,
Yeah.
because we're no longer, our perception is unique to us and nobody else, right? So how I'm perceiving this interview, how we're perceiving this talk right now, two separate ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're on the a microdose, we'll say, it takes that perception that you've been instilled in, that's been instilled in you because of all your traumas, your life experiences, and your stress, and how your parents thought, your grandparents, how you thought, all of that shit. It takes it all away, and you're able just to enjoy life for what it is, not what you have to do, not what you did 10 years ago, not what hurt your heart at 3 years old. None of that shit. You're just living in the moment, and that's what we need to live in. We need to get out of the past and
Yeah.
be in the future. I'm preaching. I need to practice it.
Hey, see, but the way I take these things, see, because you're shaming yourself again. But the way I take these things when I say these things out loud, and I feel like that imposter syndrome or something like that, I just envision myself telling myself this stuff, and that's all you're doing. Like, I want people to understand, like my Instagram story, like is for you guys to see or whatever, but I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
Like this is we're getting a little deep, and I don't like.
I only got 3 inches, so we can.
This guy, this shit means a lot to me. Like I like this is hard. I do this all by myself.
Yeah, I get it.
And sometimes I got to put those videos up because I need to hear that shit. So I need to hear it. So I hope you guys, I put it up there so you guys can hear it too. And I hope I'm hitting somewhere, for somebody, because the shit ain't easy, but I have a vision and I want to help people and stuff like that. And I'll do whatever it takes. Someone has to burn the hand on the stove to know it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love this shit. And the psychedelics help you be able to, like you said, pull yourself back and be able to handle that shit. And I'm glad that you can see that. And I hope you guys find that in yourselves. But we're going to go ahead and go to, I think we're going to go to break real quick. And then we'll come back with mental health is wealth. And especially for us veterans, that's key.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah. Sorry, had a moment. I keep it all real.
I wanted you to let it out, man.
Yeah. No, I've been trying to like think of that to say that on the podcast, and then I'm like trying to say it, and I'm like, oh shit, I really feel this. Like, I'm like, god damn it, I want to not have any emotion behind it. I just want to say it as fast. Not the point of the show.
Yes, it is. Taking applications. Just kidding. Sorry, wifey.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. Mental health is wealth. Sorry, I don't know. I was helping out the Spotify. Hey. So, okay. Anyway, so I did, I'm a little vulnerable here. Like I said, it's okay to be vulnerable. Mental health is wealth. We are veterans, and I know we're kind of like moving fast through this interview, and we can jump back to different things. But how do you, as a veteran, and do you deal with mental health? And then can you tell the folks exactly what you're doing with, like, we're not talking about events, but I'm talking about your organization in itself.
So how do I deal with mental health?
Yes, please.
Hang on, bro. I just hang on for the ride because it's a wild one. Like I said, I've checked myself in. I went to a 2-week mental health program through the Wounded Warrior program and home base out in Boston.
Nope.
So I've just been working on myself, going to therapies, doing everything I can. Something's not working for me after an extended period of time. Like, all right, let's try something else, So like I spoke about it earlier, I'm on this venture now of getting off of pharmaceuticals and into the cannabis for the medicinal value.
Yeah.
And for the week, it's been working, but I do believe it's going to be all about me knowing myself and learning my triggers even more and learning my responses. And like when I feel something, I need to just act on it opposed to waiting until I have to react.
Yes. Yeah, I like that because, I was in cycles of procrastination and it just turns into snowballing.
Oh, procrastination. I'm the king still to this day.
Shut up, procrastinators.
Yeah, that's something I'm definitely
go do something. Sorry, I love
whenever
you. It's okay not to do something too. I love you still. Sorry.
Regardless, if you want to do better, be better, do better, right? Yeah. So I forget who said this, but as soon as your mind thinks of something, right, you have up to 3 seconds to get up and do it, or you're going to start talking yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you think about something, we need to just get up and go.
Do it.
Act on it, right? Within reason, control your impulse, be responsible. But if you need to do I don't
know. It also sounded kind of hot. Hey, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, it's provocative. Nobody knows what it means, but
it gets the people going.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me cocaine. Never mind.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
No.
But yeah, so at Make Veterans Great Again, our
Yes.
mission is to reach out to our fellow brothers and sisters in arms, conquer our mental health together, just remind everybody that they're not alone. I'm trying to break the stigma on
We
mental
love that.
health and just let my main focus is like letting you know you're not alone. So my goal with my podcast is to interview everybody from the CEO to the janitor to make you realize that the CEO and the janitor are more similar than you'll ever imagine, and that we all have the same mental struggles. Although our life and stories are going to be different,
Absolutely.
our struggles, our mental thoughts, also similar, right?
I love that, and I think you're doing an amazing job, and
Thank you.
and we align fairly close with that. I mean, we have our own lane, but like, that's what we're all about, dude. It's
Yeah,
just like,
absolutely.
we just want to like make the group bigger. Be like, come on, guys, like, well, let's take care of ourselves. We all we got, we all we need.
Right. So
Right.
just like you said, let's take care of ourselves and take care of others.
Mhm.
So thanks to Arizona Organics, where I was recording my podcast out of live, they before
Shout
I would
out
do
them.
the podcast, right, I would stand in the lobby and market like what we're doing together, who I am, and I found the need that everybody, not just veterans, need a little bit of help. And it's in my mind that like help only goes so far if you keep yourself in a fucking niche. So
Yeah.
what good am I to only help veterans without worrying about their spouses, their kids? What good am I to help have all these civilians helping me, but I'm not willing to show them support either? So what I have done with my podcast is I have opened it up. It is still veteran led, and 90% of things I do will go for veterans, but we want to rebuild the community. Just what do veterans like to do? What do service members like to do? We like to protect and serve just like police and firefighters, right? So I have came up with this analogy or saying that when you get on an airplane and they tell you that when the oxygen mask, you need to put it on yourself first before you can help others. What we have done with the podcast is us veterans have collectively put the oxygen mask on first. It doesn't mean we're experts, doesn't mean we're pros, but we initiated it. We're not afraid or ashamed to talk about our mental health and to tell you you're not alone. And it's okay to fucking cry on my shoulder, brother. Like if you need me, fucking here for you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
So now that we have our mask on, we're ready to spread throughout the community to help rebuild and regrow a community of loving and support and
Absolutely.
like showing you that you're not alone. And the world's not as miserable as the news makes it, as you make it. Like I got out to downtown Glendale last week or this last Friday to go market for the event, right? The community members, the business owners, they were so open and receptive, and it reopened my eyes to what Glendale, Arizona is, right? I didn't see that side until I got out of my car and actually went into these businesses that I was viewing from the outside, because I was only judging the book by its cover, not the inside.
And I think it's key what you're doing is not only like, opening it up and helping the community, but you're opening up that line of communication that we don't really have between veterans and the community and civilians. Like you guys don't even understand that we even like consider ourselves not even like with you group. Like we literally consider ourselves veterans and you guys civilians.
Right.
Like you're not like so and it's not and we're not talking down to you or anything like that. It's just how we like, it's just kind of how it is. And then and for the most part all we hear is we thank you for your service, and that's kind of where it drops. But like it's weird though, like you go to a drive-through place and they ask you for a tip to thank them for their service. Like I need an app.
Oh my God, could you
Thank you for
imagine?
your service. 10, 15, how much?
Right.
I don't, but
We need like NIL deals and shit too. We need to be sponsored, endorsed.
hey, check it out. Roll Tide, by the way.
Oh man.
Um, I know you all hate it, but I love Alabama, and it's gonna be a good one, and I'll talk about what I got going on when we get to the promo part of of whatnot. But real quick though, back to what you're doing. Yeah, it's really key that we like open up that line of communication, because even in the workforce, in the cannabis workforce, like they understand like PTSD and stuff like that, but they really don't understand how to work with us. They really don't. If any veteran ever gets upset, everyone absolutely the first thing they do is get scared.
Yeah, they think we're all crazy
Yeah, and we are,
in our own way because we have to
and
be.
so are they.
we're all crazy in our own way.
Yeah,
But we
exactly. That's what
have
I'm
to be
saying.
a certain way to be able to join the military. And even if we weren't that way before we joined, it got instilled in you, whether you like it or not, or you want to deny it or not. There's
Right.
something in you that makes you connect and feel more comfortable around a fellow veteran, because a lot of times it's our dark humor, right? That's how we cope and deal with shit. We make jokes about things that we shouldn't joke about. And if we do that to
Shout out Tennessee, Hash Daddy. We be on Call of Duty, going wild. So good.
okay,
He's another veteran, but yeah, sorry.
yeah, no worries.
But yeah, so we start talking trash to each other when you good.
Yeah, dude, Call of Duty is like you said, it gets toxic real quick.
Yeah, be careful with that. But yeah, we do that kind of stuff. But the civilians and stuff don't really understand because they don't have that same thought process with joking and whatnot. So what were you trying to?
I was trying to pull it back into my brain as you were talking.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
they're not used to hearing jokes like that, right? And
Right.
that like scares them because somebody had the audacity or the gall to say it out loud. They may think that to their head, but they're not going to tell you that shit out loud. And then you said it joking and laughing. So it scares them. And so we can't be our genuine self, or we can't be ourselves that we were built into to be able to realize, like, oh shit, maybe this isn't the best way to handle this situation.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to work on it, right?
Yeah.
I remember my old boss, who she is a Army officer, combat veteran.
Oh well.
And
When you said
hold on.
sorry.
But even her, so when I was working for her, she thought I was a combat veteran. And then she said something about me being a combat veteran in a meeting. And the first thing I said to her, I was like, look, I'm not a combat veteran. I'm not going to claim that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looked at me. She's like, oh, so you're just crazy, crazy. And then I checked myself in a week later and she fired me for abandonment, even though she knew where I was. But anyways, besides the point, even our own people, even our own community can hate on you or talk bad to you, make you feel shameful. So
there's Karens everywhere, dog.
Absolutely. So you just got to pick your family.
I'm sorry,
your
that
friends.
sucks. Fucking.
It does. It did. It's all right. The rage is gone.
Yeah, I know, and I just feel it for you because I've kind of gone through stuff like that, and I'm not gonna go into it, but like, yeah, I feel it, dog. God. Like, I hate that.
Yeah,
despise it so much, and they probably like, oh, at one point in time, like they're talking real nice about you too.
right. All when it worked in her favor, but
yeah,
to each is to own. All right.
These are things. Hey, these are things that help us grow too, dog. Like
Right.
sometimes it's like you get punched in the mouth, and you're like, why did that happen? And it's like,
you know what? That whole situation was a blessing. Now that I think about it, because I received an email from her that was enough of like, you ever deal with someone that's like just bipolar, and 1 minute it's yes, the next minute it's no. 1 minute you're doing great, the next email you're a piece of shit. That's exactly what was going on. And so
I'm that person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
I've been that person.
Well, don't call me a piece of shit. I don't like it. But
quit acting like it.
Hey, teach us to own, right? That's your perspective.
You are what you eat, dog.
Hey,
sorry,
only Scooby snacks for me. Right? Yeah. But yeah, so that email, literally, an email broke me. Right. And it was just like the back and forth, the hypocriticism, all that shit. It just broke me down where I was. It was a bad place in my life, anyways. Bad time. Shit's always going on in everybody's life. Mm-hmm. You're no different. You're no special. We all have our shit. Some better, some worse.
We're all special.
Exactly. Some are short bus, some aren't. Anyways, we have to.
That's a little rough.
Yeah. I checked myself in.
Yeah.
That day, like my wife, I came home from work. I was like, I'm done. I'm calling off. Mm-hmm. Like, I went home and my wife's like, are you okay? What's going on? Basically, my wife thought I was a little bitch too, to be honest with you, because I never told her my problems. And to her, I have a great life, or I had a great life. Not saying I didn't, not saying I don't. Mm-hmm. But within a great life, there's still traumas and dramas and bullshit that affects you. And just because I didn't have to tell you everything that was wrong or that has happened to me doesn't mean that I had this perfect gold silver spoon fed life, right?
Yeah.
I had experiences.
I didn't know I had to itemize my pain for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I didn't know you were the pain IRS.
Yeah. So it actually helped out because I checked myself in and started to get the help I actually needed. and not like this. It's going to therapy for too long with no results or not enough results, right? But that's my fault too. I wasn't doing my homework. And therapy's all about homework. Because if you go to therapy, even if you're going once a week,
I hate homework. Like, do your job there. Sorry.
right? But your mental health doesn't stop in their office.
No, I know. Yeah.
I've realized
you have to implement the things that you're trying to do.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I realized that we have to stand guard of our mental health 24/7, 365. Because you could be having a great fucking day and one little straw floats down from nowhere and it could be enough to break you. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You know what I think nowadays? Like what I used to do with my reactive self, this will kind of speak on that. Like say I was like in the kitchen doing something and I spilled something, immediately talking bad to myself, calling myself an idiot. What are you doing, stupid? No, Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Now I spill something and I'm like, all right, challenge. Like I'm like, all right, I see you. Like, I see it also like with working out. Like I really see it as working out. I see like, oh, this is usually when I get really pissed off. But no, instead of not lifting the weights and stuff and doing like instead of stopping at 8 when I have 10 reps to do, I'm gonna do them last 2 reps. I'm gonna clean that spill up and I'm gonna do it happily because what? Why am I mad? Why am I taught to be mad at myself for like making a mess? That's ridiculous. Let's just clean this up and go back to what we're doing. And then it's over. Like it just.
Why are we taught to talk so negatively to ourselves?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else you're supportive of, but then you want to talk shit to yourself. Like that's not right. And that's something I definitely struggle on, like talking positively towards myself.
It's partly our parents.
Yeah.
Because like you'd be in the other room, you drop something, break something. What are you doing? What are you kids doing in there? Like you, damn. Like, and I don't know how everyone's talked to everybody. My mom wasn't. I love you, Mom, but like I mean, it's just kind of like how we all have been raised and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good to notice these cycles.
What's really hard about therapy and processing is talking about your childhood or things you went through, and you almost need to talk badly about your parents. But I don't hate my parents. I love my parents. And I know that they were just me doing the best that they can do with the tools that they had. Right. So it's not all their fault. I'm not saying I had a bad childhood, a bad life. I don't hate my parents. It's nothing like that. But it's hard for me to accept that, like, oh, it is their fucking fault.
So maybe look at it this way as you're talking, I was seeing it. It's like, you're not really talking bad about them. You're just talking about an experience that you had. They just happened to be in the same room.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault because they kind of were programmed the same way and stuff like that. So once you find out there's an issue with like yourself or something, at a certain point, it's up to you.
Right.
To do something about it.
Some generational curses.
Yeah, and you got to break the cycles. It's hard. It's very hard, and sometimes you just have to catch a wave.
Right.
But I hope y'all are surfing out there.
Right.
All right. So I don't know. I had a high moment too in that sentence. Do you have anything else you want to add to the mental health?
Dude, we could go on for hours about mental health.
Well, yeah, it's kind of what we're doing, but yeah, with both of the podcasts. But I love it. But yeah, well, we got a few more minutes. We're gonna go ahead and jump into our last segment, which is plug talk, all about the promo and stuff that we have coming up.
Awesome.
Yep.
Programmed it. I'll talk after.
Program? It's on YouTube.
No.
Studio.
To stream your
YouTube studio. Some.
No.
I don't know. I'm not the.
I'll tell you after
this. Thank you.
I'm not the engineer.
Yeah, no worries.
If you can't tell. I'm
Dude,
just like YouTube
hey, you said
studio.
You're doing this all alone, and I'm looking at this man right here.
Look,
give him credit where credit's due. But you're also doing it all alone.
I'm talking about the editing and stuff like that.
All the hard
marketing
shit.
And
I'm just kidding. Your job's pretty hard too. I don't want it.
So. No, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Habari.
Entertainment news.
Yeah, love them very much. They helped me get this stuff going, and they have this great studio and whatnot. And yeah,
Yeah, it's an
like
amazing setup you have.
without them, there would be no this. So yeah, absolutely.
Not true, because there's a you, and
There-
you're the this.
There's no I in team, but there's an M and an E, and that's me, motherfucker.
Exactly. I remember that from like junior high sports,
Do
elementary
you?
sports. Yeah.
I thought I created it. Damn it.
Today you did.
No, I thought like years ago I said it, and I was like, I think I created. Oh, and no.
Who knows? Maybe.
Was that Bare Naked Ladies? It's all been done. Woohoo hoo. Sorry. Look it up.
You don't gotta be the first. You just gotta be the best.
If you ain't first,
They're second,
you
third,
could be
fourth.
second. Hell, shit, you can even be fifth. All right, so Plug Talk is all about the promotion stuff that we have going on for the MVGA podcast. Again, it's at MVGA podcast on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
And where else can they find you?
You can find me on makeveteransgreatagain.org. Am I good to go?
Yeah, grab it and do your thing, man.
Which camera?
Uh,
All right. So, coming up, I'm hosting the MVGA Veterans Day Mental Health and Cannabis event. It's going to be November 11th from 4:20 to 8:20 p.m. at the dealership venue, which is Arizona Organics venue. So it's in downtown Glendale, right next to Arizona Organics. We're going to be having mental health vendors, cannabis vendors, veteran vendors, and some community
They're
vendors.
vending veterans?
Yeah.
What?
Dude.
Ladies, gentlemen, go get yourself a veteran.
They replaced the yellow footsteps with green ones.
Ah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, the whole purpose of this is to just raise awareness about mental health, bringing in the community, the veterans, and all of us to realize that we can work together, we can help each other out, and that we're all so similar and we're all not alone. We all have our issues. So yeah, if you guys want to come out again, it's November 11th, 2023.
You want to come out?
When you guys come out, because I will see you Saturday. It is Veterans Day, so most of you won't have work. It's a federal holiday. No excuses.
Remember that time you said, thank you for your service? Hey, show up.
Thank me.
Show up.
If you zoom in right here, right now, you can use your QR code to buy your tickets.
QR coded.
But yeah.
On the line. Internet.
Yeah, so during the event, I'm going to be having a speaker from Baked Bros talk about cannabis and the COR of the company. And I believe one other person, the owner of the company, they're veteran owned.
Heckin' yes.
Yeah, so we're going to learn about education on cannabis, mental health, and veteran organizations.
Absolutely. That's dope. Yeah, because I remembered that they were part like veteran owned or run or something like that, and I'd like to see them like their evolution, because I've seen them come from like where they started in the industry to like where they are now.
There then. No excuses.
We'll see. Veterans Day is very hard for me. There's
Understood.
There's a lot of like stuff going on, and people like here, there, and everything, and sometimes I just get overwhelmed. So I don't try to commit to too much stuff, but we shall see.
Well, the great part about this event, I capped it at 150 tops. I'm shooting for 100 because I want us to be able to, us as veterans or even community members that are struggling with their mental health that just don't like crowds. I'm not trying to make this an overpopulated thing.
Yeah.
This money is going to go towards our next event that is going to be for veteran and their spouses or family members, and it's going to be completely free to them.
Heck yeah.
So this is
go support.
This is open to the community. We're going to have thanks to AZ. No, I forget right now. I apologize.
It's all right.
But we're going to be having up to 15 medical cards given away for free. So if you bring in a turkey to be donated, you will get a free med card, fully paid for.
Free. Everyone just went to the store and grabbed a turkey. So because that turkey's not. Yeah, shit. That turkey's like $50, and that card's like a couple $100.
Yeah,
I'm buying. People buying turkeys like lottery tickets.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you got? We slinging turkeys.
We're also gonna
turkey neck. Wait, hold on.
Okay, turkey. While we're slinging the turkey neck around, we're also going to be having a silent auction. I have a 2-foot bong that got donated.
What was that?
An electric dab heating device. A $200 tattoo certificate. We got a couple other gift cards coming.
I need the tattoo thing, man. But
And we'll be having puff and paint. All this is coming through organizations within Glendale because we're working on rebuilding the Glendale community since they've showed us the most support right now, right?
kind of
Thanks to
where I
Arizona
grew up.
Organic.
I went to Goldwater High School.
So you're telling me nothing but reasons as to why you will be at MVGA's Veterans Day event.
To be continued, but yeah,
I want to promise right now.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Man, commitment.
See, he doesn't. Hey, we can have this as an open relationship, so you can swing by for a little bit. And
Can
then
I
go
see
to your
other?
next
Can I
event.
see other parties?
You could see. Hey, I got at least 12 to 14 vendors for you to see while you're there, so it's not all about me.
Yeah, cute. But yeah, I want to thank you very much for coming. We're gonna have to do this again because we always, and within this like little time frame, it's long, even though it's a bit longer than some like little like shows and whatnot. We never get to touch everything, but
Right.
I appreciate you coming out. What we have going on for the Healing Chefs, we got another episode coming up from Instagram at MMDAQ. Sorry, we'll get all over that. I apologize, everybody. I'm not prepared. But then also some people already know, and if you know me, you might want to hit the DMs. So next weekend, as again, I'm a big Alabama fan. Roll Tide. They play LSU next Saturday, and every November 4th, I make gumbo.
Okay.
Every time they play Alabama, I make gumbo. So I will be making that all day, basically Saturday.
Okay.
And then if you want to come get some, come through. It won't be medicated, so it'll be family friendly and everything like that. But I'm all the way out, and you'll hit me in the DMs and find out where I'm at. Yeah, come get it. There's already people coming getting like plates and stuff like that. So, and just to tell everybody, I'm not doing any special orders or anything. I make it the way I make it, and it's
first come, first serve.
And it's chicken, shrimp, and andouille. If you don't like it or have a allergic thing, then there's someone else making food somewhere else. I love you though.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Can I pitch one more thing? I completely forgot.
Go ahead, man.
So along with my podcast, I host them right now. It's 420 on Wednesdays.
420.
But after my podcast from 6:30 to 9, I host a veterans meetup. It's just like a lounge where it's cannabis friendly, no alcohol, but we try to provide a mental health forward facility for this event. As much as I hate to sing, it's a safe place. Come feel comfortable. Come talk to us. We don't have to talk about anything. We could just be here talking as bros, like bullshitting. But we've offered puff and paint so you can find the mental health and the benefits of painting and how it can calm you and bring you back into reality. And it's very good for your mental health. We've had yoga instructor, energy healer, and a couple other things happening.
Nice.
So if you just need somewhere to get out on Wednesdays nights from 6:30 to 9, come out.
Yeah, especially
pit.
And like any veterans that are local to you guys, and I know how it is sometimes being a veteran stuck in a house, like especially if you're close, just go out and check it out. If it's not your thing, you can leave, dog.
Yeah, and it's free. Max is 20
free
people.
$99, dog. Because we like to meet somebody there that has some really good weed and wants to smoke with you.
Hey, right?
Maybe you have some really good weed and you want to smoke with somebody, or maybe you got some mids and you're loving it.
Maybe you just need to get out of the house and be around other people that just are there and supportive and positive, good energy.
Yeah, I like that better. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this one take. Brian talking take 5. So make sure to like, follow, subscribe on all the Instagram at _Healing Chefs. Go to YouTube, The Healing Chefs, and follow there. Hit the notifications, comment, share it, make your friends watch the shit. We're just trying to help everybody out. Remember, we love you. Tap in, smoke up, trip out. We love you. We're out.
Thanks for having me, bro. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
went in and out.
Swap